And we're live. What is up, world? Hope you are doing well. Let me just hit a little refresh action over here, make sure that my live stream is coming through. Can I hear it? And I can. So what's up, everybody? Happy to be back. Welcome to Monday, November 26th. Monday, November 26th. So my name is Justin Glover, and this Facebook Live is going to benefit those of you who have ever had, or possibly having right now, a difficult time, a challenge, a struggle, and you felt like quitting or giving up. This is going to help. All right, this will absolutely help if you've ever felt like quitting or giving up. So in the next couple of minutes, it's not going to be super long, but I'm going to share with you a few different things. An inspiring story of how two guys that I know, I'll tell you about them in just a moment. Two guys had a strong vision, sold 500 million copies of their book. That's a half a billion with a B. That's a lot, more than a few. 500 million copies of their book sold after 130 different people punched them in the face and said, no, terrible idea. It'll never work. And after that many people told them no and rejected them, their publisher even said, look, you guys must really suck. I'm out. The publisher even left. After all that, they didn't quit, and they still sold 500 million books. And so that's the topic of discussion today. So before we dive in, I want to give some good news and then give some shout outs. So those of you that are here live, before we get into it, let's give some good news. What is your good news? Let me know in the comments. Let's fill the comments up with a bit of positivity before we kick this thing off. My good news is I'm back at it. All right, I've been got some Iceland swag on, which makes me feel good. All right, so whenever I go somewhere and create a cool memory, I always try to get some sort of wardrobe piece that I can wear after that and just remind myself. So this hat, every time I see it, every time I wear it, it reminds me of Italy. Had an amazing time in Italy last year. Still get to feel some of those same feelings just because I see this hat. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was a great time, great memory. So little side tip for you there. So that is my good news. That's my good news. I'm back at it. I am here. Took a week off in Iceland, posted some of the pictures. Hopefully you guys saw them. But then after the week off, lots of stuff has changed. I did a lot of reflection. Lots of stuff has changed. But my good news is I am back. And I'm here to play. All right, it's Monday. I'm going after you Monday, but I'm also coming after Tuesday through Saturday this week as well. It's just going to be a good week. I just feel it. So that's my good news. I'm curious to know, what is your good news? Let me know where you tuning in from, where you're watching from. Let me know in the comments. And what is some good news? Anything positive that's happened to you or your life in the last 24 hours? Let me know. All right, so a couple of shout outs. Who we got here? Sam is in the house. What's up, Sam? Good to have you here. Janet is here. Margaret has joined us. Good morning, Margaret. Diane is in the house. Hey, hey. Elena is here. Good morning. Good morning, Dean. Joe McKegg's in the house. Hey, hey. Dean says he's protecting his peace. There you go, my friend. That's what it's all about. All right, so let's dive in. All right, this is the story of how two guys with a very strong vision sold 500 million books with a B. Man, it's a lot of freaking books. It's how they sold 500 million books after being rejected by over 130 different publishers and completely dropped and wiped out by their agent. They went on to do it anyway. And so this is that story, all right? And just some context on this. The world itself is just made up of lots of cool little inspiring stories like this. And I use the hashtag Mindset Monday. Who knows if I'm going to use that going forward? Maybe. We'll see. And if you guys like this type of stuff, give me some feedback and let me know. But there's so many good little short stories of inspiration. And those stories can be tremendously powerful. You're gonna see that relayed here in the point of this story. As I tell you this story and you find out who these guys are and what I'm talking about, you're going to see what impact these type of little short stories can actually make. And so I would suggest tap into them. When you have access to them, tap into them, because sometimes that alone, just hearing a little motivational story, can pull you through those challenging times. There's those tough times. Now I'm going to share with you something else that'll pull you through towards the end of this thing, but I always wonder, you know, why is it that when it's so easy, or it can be so easy, not always is, but it can be so easy. Why do so many people give up on their hopes, give up on their dreams, give up on the things that they truly, truly want? Why is it that people quit so early? Why don't more people stick with it? Why don't more people persevere? Have you ever wondered that? And it's a great question, all right? And the reason that I ask it is because I see it all the time. I see people quitting right before they get the goal, right before they actually achieve the result, all right? They quit just shy of scoring the touchdown, all right? So to use a football analogy, they take it to the 1 yard line, get right there, just that far from getting the points on the board, and they quit, all right? You may have seen, there's this popular meme. It's like a split screen meme. The top half and the bottom half are two people doing the exact same thing. They're going after this pot of gold, and they're both digging for it. Like they got their little shovels or their picks, and they're digging for it, and they're about this far away, about an inch away from striking the gold, all the treasure that they're running for. And they're digging out these tunnels, and the one guy, he's like right there on it, and his next swing, he's about to break into that gold. And then the other guy above him, he quit right before, like he's the same, he's just right there, but he's slumped and he's walking backwards and dragging his shovel like he's quit. He's quit. And that's the thing. Most people stop right before they get the thing that they want. So if you get nothing out of this, I haven't even told you the story yet, but if you get nothing else out of this live stream today, it's don't quit. Just keep freaking going. So one of the biggest fears is dying with regret, all right? The regret of not knowing what could I have accomplished, but I didn't because I was scared. What could I have accomplished, but I didn't because I didn't work hard enough, or I gave up when it got too tough, too difficult, all right? It doesn't matter if it's a fitness goal, if it's a business idea, a sporting challenge, or some other kind of challenge. Doesn't matter. In life, you're going to experience those times when you just want to quit. You want to stop. You want to give up. You get punched in the face one too many times and you're like, all right, I'm done with this. Like, you're going to get to that point. But giving up is easy. Remember that? Giving up is easy. Anybody can do that. Anybody can give up. What's hard is finishing. What's hard is following it through. What's hard is doing it anyway. That's what's difficult. All right, so Ross Perot, who's a motivational speaker / ex-presidential candidate / other stuff, he's the one that first says, you know, most people, he points out most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They quit on the 1 yard line. All right, they give up that last minute right before they actually score the touchdown. So this story that I'm about to share with you is just an example of what could be if you don't quit. All right, what could actually be if you don't quit. So I see Kelly's here, Matt's here, Amber Dayberry's in the house. What's up? What's up? Zach is here. Hello. Mary Jean is here. I'm seeing a lot of cool names here. Nicole is in the house. Elizabeth says nice. All right, let's keep rocking. So here's the story. Here's the story. You guys ready for the story? So it's about a guy named Jack Canfield. You guys probably have heard of him. He's the creator of a popular book series called Chicken Soup for the Soul. At one point, I believe this series of books was right up there, like competing with sales of the Bible. It was like one of the most successful book series of all times. And so he's also a motivational speaker. He's one of the best in the world. He's a professional coach. He does all kinds of stuff, all right? Co-authored lots of books, inspiring lots and lots of people. And so him and his co-founder, or his co-author, a guy named Mark Victor Hansen, they pitched the original Chicken Soup for the Soul series. They pitched it to 130 different publishers before they got the first yes. 130 publishers punched them in the face, not literally, but like, it's got to be a blow. You take your book that you put everything in, you go and you say, hey, here's you know, you give them your best pitch, and they're like, no, it's a terrible idea, get out of here. That hurts. It's kind of like getting punched in the face, probably even worse. 130 people did just that. They told him no. They told him not only I'm not interested, but they said no one will be interested. It's a terrible idea. Nobody wants to read 100 inspirational stories, which is essentially what the book was. After 100 or so pitches, somewhere around the 100th person telling them no, their publisher was like, you know, I thought you guys were good. I thought this would work, but 100 people, man, 100 people have said no, that it's a bad idea. Maybe it is a bad idea. I'm out. And the publisher dumped them. The publisher completely dropped them. All right. None of them were interested. Nobody. All right. But they were still determined to get the book published. They just knew that they knew that they knew, and they had that stick-to-itiveness. They weren't going to quit. And so luckily they never gave up, because eventually publisher number 131 said, all right, I'll give it a shot. They published them. Small publisher in Florida. Now there's over 250 books in that Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and they sold over 500 million of them. 500 million copies sold all over the world, changed countless lives. If they had given up, these inspirational stories that have went on to impact, can you imagine the impact that these books, 500 million books, 500 million books full of little inspirational stories like this. Do you understand the power of these inspirational stories? You know how many people have read those inspirational stories and then probably went on to do amazing things? The impact that that book series has had, you can't even quantify. Like, it's hard to even imagine. Never would have happened if they would have stopped at number 129 or 130 or number 100. Never would have happened. And so they would not have made millions of dollars. They would not have affected millions of lives. They would not have just had this massive impact that they've made. So the lesson here is very simply this: don't give up. Don't give up. Don't quit. Could you imagine if they quit? All right, it's crazy to think. All right, where would their lives be now? Where would the lives of so many other people be? Maybe you've read this book. Maybe you're watching this and you're like, I've read that book and it pulled me through a tough time and I created this because of it. Maybe that's you. If so, let us know. But the lesson here is simply don't give up. If you have a strong vision and you have clear goals, then don't give up until you achieve them. You have that control. Nobody says, okay, you've tried too many times, now it's required that you quit. Nobody can make you quit. Only the person that can quit is you. And so keep going. It doesn't matter how difficult your current circumstances are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad they look, how hard they seem. They're only temporary. They're only going to make you stronger. So keep going. The only way that you fail is if you give up. That's the only possible way. Isn't that a cool feeling to know that I'm in control of this? Like, as long as I don't quit, you can't get it wrong and you'll never get it done. And so just don't quit and you will eventually succeed. So get clear on what you want and then go after it every day like you want it, and just keep going after it. Keep showing up, keep going after it until it's yours. So let me know in the comments, those of you, who's going to go after it today? All right, who's going to go after it tomorrow, the next day? I know I am. Who's with me? Who's going to go after it? So that's my story. I hope you got some value from this short story. I want to give you a little bit more here. Let me know if you did get some value. Leave me a comment. Let me know. And by the way, if you do like this type of thing, but maybe whatever reason you hear this and you're like, okay, I hear the rah-rah noise, Justin, but it's Monday and I'm tired. For whatever reason, you're still feeling a little unmotivated to go after the thing that you want. No judgment. Like, if you're here and you're listening, I get it. Maybe you are. Maybe this message didn't inspire you yet. And if that's you, know that that's okay. It's not uncommon. This isn't, you're not alone. There's lots of people that, hear this type of thing and they're like, it's just not enough. Doesn't quite do it. Well, what that means is you need to spend a little bit of time focusing on and revisiting your personal vision for your life. I'll give you a brief little second, kind of a second spin-off story from this. I just wrote about this yesterday. I'm co-creating a book and I was writing a chapter in it. And I just told this story yesterday in that. And so a year ago, just over a year ago, November 2017, I'm sitting in a 600-year-old villa in Italy with some really close friends. One of my greatest mentors that I've known, he was there, and he's telling stories. He's telling stories, and he's telling his stories about, his doctor visits, and he was sick, and he was telling all these stories, and I couldn't help but start to wonder, how is it that doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor saw this guy and told him, you got a couple of months to live, tops. Yet here we are sitting in Italy 4.5 years later, listening to this dude tell stories. How is it? And so it just wasn't computing. And so I straight up asked him, I said, dude, how the fuck are you still alive? How are you not dead yet? Because every person that's supposed to know what they're talking about and with, regards to what you have, they said you should be gone. Like, you shouldn't be here. How are you still here? And without missing a second, he said, Glover, the only reason that I'm still here is because my vision for my life is much bigger than the vision for my life that all those doctors have. I instantly got it. Instantly, it clicked. I was like, oh, okay. Because one of the ongoing themes that I had with this mentor, it would consistently show up in our conversations, and that is, it was the importance of vision. It was kind of an ongoing theme that we talked about. And over the years, anytime I would go to him, his name was Mark Hoverson, by the way, dear friend of mine. And over the years, when I would go to him for counsel or advice, or just as a friend or whatever, it would normally, like when I was seeking counsel, it was because I was struggling with something. I needed help with something, and every single time I would tell him about what I was struggling with. Every single time I tell him what was getting me down, he immediately gave me the same advice. Always same first question. Always. It always came in the form of question. Glover, what's your vision for this area of your life? You're telling me what you don't want. You're telling me what you're frustrated with. What do you want? What do you want regarding this area of your life? If I'm complaining about a relationship or telling them how it's not working, what's your vision for your relationship? If I'm complaining about money, what's your vision for your bank account? What's your vision for your business? What do you want? That's the question that he would ask every single time, which is a very, very wise starting question. It's a very important question. It's a very powerful question. It wasn't until that night that we're sitting there in this villa in Tuscany that I really understood why it was so important and why it was always the first question. And you see, when he told me that he was still alive because his vision was bigger than the doctor's vision for his life, something clicked. I suddenly realized that focusing on future things that you want to create, rather than focusing on the reality of your current circumstances, it was, and it always will be the most direct path to the things that you desire in this life. So if you desire more money, focus on why you want it. Focus on all the things that you'll do with it as it floods into your life, rather than focusing on the current reality of your bank account. You got a lean checking account. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you're going to do with the money, why you want it. You want to live a longer, healthier life? Stay focused on all the things that you intend on doing in the future. All right, right up until the day that Mark passed away, he was planning masterminds and unique life experiences that kept him focused in the future, rather than staying focused on the things that the doctor, if you listened to what the doctor said, he'd have been dead way before, because they said, hey, you're going to die soon. But he didn't, because he was looking in the future. You want a better relationship? Focus on what that better relationship looks like for you. More importantly, focus on what it feels like. Think about and actually capture, meaning write down, right? Don't just think about this stuff, actually write it down. Thinking about it's the first step, but write it down. Write down that vision for the ideal relationship that you want in the future. What kind of person will it be with? What kind of person will you be when you have that relationship? What will you do together with them? How will that make you feel? Think about those things, all right? Works the same for all areas of life. The big lesson in all of this, one of the greatest lessons that I learned from him, if you are unhappy with any area of your life right now and you're ready to make a change, the next step is to invest some time either updating or strengthening, refueling your vision around that particular area of your life. That's the next step, because it's that lifting of vision that causes that passion and excitement to be awakened within inside of you. That's when that happens, when you lift the vision, you get clarity on the vision, your passion starts bubbling up, your excitement starts bubbling up, and your life changes. This is one of the most impactful lessons that I've learned from Mark. And if you are hearing right now and you're vibing with what I'm saying, and you want and you know, okay, I should probably put some attention around my vision. You want some help with that? I have a free 25-minute training that I recorded a while back. It's specifically about the topic of how to create a clear, compelling vision for yourself that passionately pulls you towards your goals. All right. It's specific on that topic. It's 25 minutes long. If you want it, it's totally free. No, you don't have to buy anything. If you want me to send you a link to that training, just either leave a comment here on this thread and leave, make sure you say the word vision, all caps. That'll let me know that you want it. Leave that in your comment, or just reach out to me. So reach out, send me a message, say, hey, send me that vision training, and I'll get it over to you. All right. I guarantee it's one of the most powerful vision trainings you've probably seen. It's thorough, just in the 25 minutes, and it's completely free. All you got to do is ask. So that is it, my friends. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Tarlise showed up. Ben is here. Larry is in the house. Rob, hello, hello. Vanya, good to see you here. Kiki, good to see you as well. Margaret says, needed some motivation juice. Awesome. Hopefully you guys got some value. You always have perfect timing. Thank you. You're very welcome, Nicole. Margaret says, inspirational. Good. Glad you guys found some value in this. Thanks for watching. I am back. It's Monday, baby. I got more coming tomorrow. I got a whole lineup of content that I'm going to be going live every single day. So if you like this, tune in tomorrow, because who knows what I'm going to be talking about. Some cool stuff. So there you go. Have an amazing day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.